Hello, everybody, again, and welcome to another episode of Stock Talk. I'm your host, Mike, and with us is the famous Kage.
Hi there.
The martial artist, Kage, who is the martial artist of stocks, so I heard online.
I don't know if that's true, but I do some martial arts, but not for stocks.
Hey, did you hear that I saw online that they got, looks like with the supply chains and stuff, they got a stock in of Turbo Force again, so I'm going to be ordering that again. Looks like I'll be hitting that for the show there,
Interesting.
Yeah, and keep on getting your comments in, guys. We might have some Niagara chocolates coming your way. I might throw some free grab bag giveaways this month. I think I'm going to do that for the holidays. So you guys might be in on that. Might be getting some free chocolate there. Going on to the first stock we have. This looks like possibly something we discussed a while ago. A stock, Kage, before I believe you were on the team there, was DPLS, Dark Pulse Incorporated. Last tick on this one was 0.1360. Going through the year-to-date on this, you saw an uptick around the June-July area. I'm going to go to the old Grapholito there so the listeners can see it at home there. Hopefully you saw that. I thought it was possibly in the way, but I'll show that there a little closer. So going into this, it looks like they're a technology security company which engages in provision of energy, installation, and security management solutions. Dark Pulse Systems offers capabilities determined for wall deformation, corrosion, pipe wall thickness, pressure strain, and temperature from sensor data collected in real time. The company was founded by Dennis O'Leary in '89 and headquartered in the People's Republic of New York. What do you got so far on this one, Kage, as far as news and information?
As far as what people are talking about this stock, seems like a lot of people are saying bullish for this one. But that could be because they might be promoting it.
Okay, and are you saying that is this coming from the investor side or is this coming from the promotion side? There, Kage, so you said there was a live stream there today they had?
Yes, and it looks like it was today, the 17th.
Okay.
And it looked to be like what they were doing as far as future projects and what people can do to invest in this company looks like, and what their subsidiaries are doing in the private sector.
Okay. And it looks like they're intending to deliver security and monitoring systems applicable to border security, pipelines, oil, gas, and industry and mine safety. Well, I know it's not to our border security because apparently, I guess Marsha Blackburn testified today with, I think it was the Border Patrol and Homeland Security. There were some leakers out there that said the security cameras were actually removed. So that's just a rumor going around, or possible. I don't know if she's got, she probably has some paperwork on that or something, but that was mentioned in the House hearing today. So just an FYI as far as that goes with that. In addition to the leadership, and that wasn't a political thing, that's just, going about hearings and things like that. But in addition, the leadership is sensing systems. Dark Pulse is continuing to expand its offerings and services and growing the suite of solutions to address global critical resources and infrastructure challenges. Notice infrastructure. Dark Pulse, Bada Dark Pulse sensor technology provides data stream of critical metrics assessing health and security of infrastructure. And then they have all of your infrastructure right here. This website actually just got a huge facelift there, Kage. That's one thing I'm noticing as far as they have one of their things is to protect aerospace resources. Their carbon fiber sensing has applications within beyond Earth's atmosphere. They offer the ability to monitor critical metrics and production to services and beyond, and real-time monitoring of aerospace components, to leave it at that. You can go in and dive in more because we don't have time for all of that. They also have the project with mine safety. It detects location and movement of personal equipment and for personnel and equipment throughout the mining operation. Don't we need that? Because we've seen a lot of areas, especially with mining, where miners become trapped, and sometimes they've had to unfortunately leave them behind. Do you have anything to add on that?
Yeah, mining is definitely one of the backbone industries of our current world. Um, Mining for elements is particularly important when it comes to building high tech things like solar
Mm-hmm.
panels, lithium batteries,
So it's probably
and computers,
so what you're
what have you.
saying. So what you're saying is it's probably not a good idea to not do it just all overseas and not do anything here and just be unproductive here. Just an idea, right? Uh, so the mine safety systems can also include display airflow, air quality, temperature, geothermal data, seismic events, equipment location, material distribution, sealing integrity, and a volumetric analysis. You could so there's one of the deals they have there with the projects with the safety. They posted pics of there. I'm sure it's not stock art. It looks legit. It looks like it's in a mine, but you could do whatever you want these days. They got stuff going on for looks like for with oil and gas as well that you can go check out for the mine and safety for that. In their security section, did you check out that tab at all?
The security section looks pretty solid overall
Mm-hmm.
as far as their infrastructure.
Okay. Going on to Stockwitz, you said you saw that some of the investors on there, the real traders, they said things about bullish there. What were some of the comments that you saw, and did they post any relevant articles?
Some of them are like this one, weird DD payoff that says DPLS. When I look at my Dark Pulses shares, and it's got a picture of Charlie with his golden ticket.
Yeah, I mean he might not be that far off. When this stuff starts to hit, some of these they could be impacted on there. We don't know when if they are or not. Some could be on the end. Some of it's speculation. We'll see what happens there. I've got something from on Yahoo Finance. Looks like they parroted Intrado. It says that they entered into a pilot project with the California Department of Transportation, so that's huge, Caltrans, for infrastructure health monitoring of bridges and road beds. Because you have to do that, because if not, you have the many things where we've seen in the past where unfortunately people have gotten hurt from some of the bridge collapses and things like that. So if they're providing security and monitoring for things like that, that's a huge deal. So I kind of believe a little bit in his golden ticket theory just because of that. But the technology security is focused on the manufacture of sale and installation of monitoring of laser sensor-based systems. Laser. So looks like they will provide a data stream of critical metrics of assessing the health and safety security infrastructure for applications in transportation, border security, pipeline, oil, gas, aviation, aerospace, and mine safety today. They have entered into a pilot project in California for the monitoring of structural health on bridges and roadbeds with the California Department of Transportation. The company will launch BOTDA system into a bridge construction project located in the city of Sacktown, Sacramento, for those who don't know, remember the abbreviation, and Dr. Dre of Sacktown, California, to monitor temperature changes of the concrete of real time, ensuring proper curing of the occurred. The system will remain in place when it will monitor the stress and strain of the bridges, structures, and roadbeds. That is huge, guys, in a sense that you can't just go and have some of these bridges, especially if you've noticed when you've gone on some of the old ones and things, and you can feel the other cars on there and everything, and you know that this is kind of sketch because for some reason, and we're not going to go into black helicopter theories or anything like that, money was supposed to be allocated to these things, but somehow it didn't make it to these places. That's what some people don't realize there, huh, Kage? It's amazing how a lot of these things never got done, but now all of a sudden they say they're going to do them. So we have these. Let's actually see how this plays out, huh?
Yeah.
What else you got?
Some of them say like this one. DPLS. Remember last night when people were focused on whether this closed at point 13 or point 11?
Mm-hmm.
Good times.
Yeah. It looks like also they have this monumental step for Dark Pulse's high-resolution BOTDA system as first commercial deployment of technology, but also a giant leap forward in infrastructure safety, said the chairman of Dark Pulse. The recent approval of the infrastructure bill, they believe the U.S. has begun its journey towards smart infrastructure that will lead to smart cities, he continued. Dark Pulse's positioning the system and capabilities as the fundamental technology for smart cities, which they believe the larger science of global system dynamics. Like I said, the jury's out. If they can do and fix these things, I'm not saying the jury's out on the company. The jury's out on whether the money will actually go to the projects to actually do stuff. I'm hoping that everything goes well, but guys, we can't be dependent on government to think that they're going to come through all the time. They say a lot of things, and a lot of things is just a lot of talky, and money ends up somewhere. But hopefully maybe things are different. What say you on that?
Yeah, this is kind of one of those take the good with the bad kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like if I would invest in this, I'd probably maybe dip my toe in.
Yeah,
just a toe.
Yeah, it's interesting into the fact that California deal is huge because that's their first deal, but you just gotta find where your buy point is and where you want to get in as far as the entry point into this one. It's definitely not one of those weird ones like some of the ones we talked about yesterday where we were just like, what the heck is this company? This company, I've seen it grow in the past year, and for them to close a deal with the California project is definitely a huge thing. If you go back in the news from last July, you can tell the reason why it kind of went stag for a while was just because of there was this back and forth of getting a bill passed or not or deal, and then they finally got it there with that. Going back, they also had news 2 weeks ago. This was with Stockhouse. Looks like they launched Precise Point Fugitive Source Methane Emissions Detection Services. The technology company focused on the installation and monitoring. Sorry, I had a crappy pop-up out there. At least it wasn't for chewing tobacco like usually. It provides data stream of critical metrics for assessing health and security of infrastructure. They launched the Precise Point Emission Services around the block of world capabilities. The company's methane detection platform compromises of a world-class laser system, including the AILFU, 10 laser methane leak detector flown to DJI UAV platforms by remote intelligence. These platforms can locate the precise point of the fugitive methane emissions and display data anywhere on any device with AI powered. So that's good right there. So they have that going on as well. That was 2 weeks ago's news that popped last 2 weeks. So a lot of this is news. All of your people out there, some of them obviously they could be bots and things like that on StockWits, but do you have any negative Nancys out there that are saying anything different, or you have pretty much all positives on StockWits?
I think I've got pretty much mostly positives on StockWits.
Yeah, and I would
see some haters here and there, but they're it's being drowned out by the
and as far as
people who are actually buying and selling.
When you're saying haters, as far as what kind of people are out there, what's their negative take on it? Is it just being negative because they're anti-spending, or what are they saying?
I think it's mostly due to just what the company entails, I guess.
Okay.
Like they're like Green New Deal and whatnot. And
okay, so they're
harvesting or
they're partisan. They're kind of partisan to that kind of stuff and everything. Is that what their take is? Okay. Yeah, it's a fair thing as far as that people are skeptical because it's government. If you think that they do everything well, we wouldn't be in a lot of problems if they were doing things well. So you have to critically think on some of these, but look into this one. The technology is interesting. The California news is huge, but hey, at least they're working on projects and trying to get some stuff done, because you need safe roads and bridges. You can't have garbage stuff, especially when you're driving on the highway and our truckers are out there trying to ship stuff and they can't get from point A to point B. So that's the other take there. Do we got anything to add else on this one?
No, let's get into the next one.
Okay, we've covered a lot on this one. We've covered a lot of news. If you have any news, put it in the comment sections of what you like. But this one looks like, as far as when we're looking at it, I don't have anything negative to say about it at all, so I'll move on to the next. Okay, guys, the next stock we have is AITX. AITX, last tick was 0.0320, so this one's a sub. Just like the other one, you got to watch out, be careful there. If you're new, like I said, paper trading's good. This way, fake money, play your own deal there, open up your self account. So going on to this one, what would you say they looks like on the chart there? Obviously, some people don't like to hear the Biden bounce or the Brandon bounce, but that's it from March, and then basically you have your dump. Then going into what would you say on there? They engage in the provisional artificial intelligence solutions that focus on delivering AI technologies paired with multiple hardware supported by custom software cloud services to intelligently automate and integrate security concierge for operating tasks. The company was founded by John B. Crawford in 2010 and headquartered in Ferndale, People's Republic of Michigan. What say you so far of what you've heard before we go into the traders about this one? What have you heard? What have you seen news online?
As far as news, there hasn't been very much news concerning this company that I've seen. As far as what the traders are saying, it looks kind of like a mixed bag. They're saying there's a good deal of people who say bullish, but there's a lot of people who also say bearish as well. So it's kind of like a mixed bag.
What are the bears saying about this?
Let's see. I'll give you an example here. AITX lol. Whose song is this, Eminem or Ed Sheeran? And it's got the a video of Eminem with River featuring Ed Sheeran.
Oh, interesting. Going into the website looks solid as far as for a low price stock like this. It looks like it's put together pretty good. Looks like it says AITX wholly owns subsidies of RAD, RADM, RADG, deliver robotics, artificial intelligence-based software for solutions that empower organizations to gain new insight and complex challenges and new business ideas to reduce the cost. They have the robotic assistance devices. The engineers, manufactures, delivers, and maintains stationary workflow automation solutions to improve enterprise organizations while saving significant expense. We can go into and read about that there. Going on to this one, it looks, of course, it's featured on all the big networks. So they've had their plug on the big network, so that's a little big there. Auto dealerships are perfectly comfortable standing guard all day and keeping an eye on inventories, deterring trespassers by providing the concierge services to guests. So they have the SCOT or SCOT. You also have transit authorities. ROSA and SCOT provide inexpensive way to bolster security without breaking the bank, providing eyes and ears to busy train station. I'm sure you're going to see as with this that automation is going to continue and you're going to see certain positions replaced because that is where these corporations are going as far as with some of these labor shortages. Wouldn't you say there, Kage?
I'd have to say so.
Yeah, I mean it's in all their documents and things like that they've put out there, and they're going that direction. So, construction sites, ROSA Technologies capabilities customize alarms, mobile use alerts, and the perfect secret solution for their high risk areas such as construction sites and vacant properties. So they have that to guard that. My question is that in some of these areas where what's the security going to do as far as, because some people are caught on camera and then nothing happens to them anyway, because a lot of good security is going to do if they can't identify who people are, correct? If there's no how are they going to be stopped? That's my thing. Yeah, you got them on security, but how are you going to get them stopped if you can't identify them? I'm just saying, if they don't have the eye technology and the eyes are covered up or whatever, and the face, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know how you can actually do that with those systems.
I'm just playing devil's advocate, guys. I'm not being negative on the stock or anything like that. I'm just throwing that out there. I mean, if someone wants to help me out or anything like that and wants to throw a couple comments, because like I'm just throwing that out there though. RAD has developed innovative extension to its popular Wally device, adding healthcare screening, face mask detection capabilities in order to help businesses remain open and healthy, autonomous, cost-effective manner. I wouldn't know about that because where we're at, there's none of that going on. What say you on that?
Well, I have to say that the systems and everything that they're being used for are definitely being abused.
Yeah. Distribution logistics, RAD AVA, Scott, can position itself everywhere, observing vehicles, visitors, employees' entrance. Now that's something you could go for with that. So if they have that there and there's stuff backing them up, I get it. You know, as far as you got to have the manpower to back it up. If you don't, man or woman power for that matter, or you know,
it's like wolf getting into the hen house or something. Do you kill the cow or the pig that saw the wolf?
Yeah.
No.
Interesting enough, this looks almost like 1980s technology, what they had on some of the movies. But they have I guess it's the Romeo, the Rugged Observation Assistance Mobile Electronic Officer. That looks interesting, but like I said, I'm actually interested now to go into this and see what it's armed with, because yeah, you got your electronic assistance officer, but what's he gonna do? Follow you around? I'm interested in this. So he's a 78 total height. Romeo is an outdoor robot-like security deployed to date. He takes all the RAD industries and AI analytics, video surveillance capabilities, and interactive communications that puts on the move of speeds up to 12 miles an hour. The 360 field view routed, robust analytics suite documented HIPAA-compliant security cloud through enhanced cellular devices, Romeo, to map property, patrol sites, and plans to execute routes to avoid obstacles. The added benefit is a patrol route. He calls for panic buttons, security alerts, local information, weather directions, profit-generating advertising messaging. So he'll also put out advertising messaging for you. Thing is, like I brought up, I believe years ago when I attended a FedEx meeting and they had the same thing for delivery. What happens if someone just takes that out? I tried to look for that on there. I didn't see anything where it could deter somebody. Like, what's to say that, yeah, it's got a panic button, but is there something that it can fight back with? Because it's gonna have to fight back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you definitely have to have some kind of backup.
Yeah,
you have that in place. Otherwise, it's just gonna watch and do nothing.
So it looks like you can see on the screen here that Romeo and Rosa, it has "you're not permitted, leave now," you're loitering, it has that there. There's also Wally, the wall mountain version of Scott, and then Scott is also here and he's watching you right there on AI. So good and all there's the observation tower and all that. It's all good, but like they always say, criminals find a way to do what they're gonna do, you know? So
yeah, and let's just say that sometimes Big Brother watching isn't always a good thing.
Yeah, and like I said, it looks interesting. A lot of companies could use this for security, but you still got to have manpower, just like with man and woman power. Well, let's just say that, okay? You have to have all those things, because if you don't, then not all these tools are useless unless you're giving them. I just don't know how the AI is gonna defend himself off. Does he gas people when he gets attacked, or what's the feature? I'd like to see that, and maybe I just didn't see it and I glossed over it. You do have some big news popping. This is on Business Wire. Check this out. Robotic assistance devices receive orders for 14 Rosa stationary security robots. This was in Henderson, Nevada. Today they announced the wholly owned subsidy to ordering of 14 units increased the popularity of Rosa. I could see this being popular because if with things that are out there, if you can save cost as well as help benefiting the security personnel, then it would be worth that. As far as that, so that's a huge deal that they just signed with that company there. It looks like the devices were 14 received in the same day from the direct end users. So they are moving products. So it is a company where I see them moving products. So that's a good thing. It's not something that's just it's just like Dark Pulse that we just talked about, where they're making deals. They're not stagnant. So that's huge right there. There's also a 4-week plug. So 4 weeks ago, there was a plug. It looks like they're having a high expectations earnings report that came out. That was on Yahoo Finance for, looks like fiscal quarter 3 of 2022 revenue guidance. So there's that. So that was huge right there. They also released 2 weeks ago the RAD device placement system. So you have several things going, and this company is going in the right direction as far as that. They're getting their orders and things like that, and we're releasing these things. So the news is positive on this end. What are the investors saying? Because I'm sure some places could use this stuff right now. I would say that. As far as something's better than nothing, and with the technology and things like that, I would say that this one is definitely worth a look to check out. What do you got on the Stockwit side?
There's plenty who say this is a pumper and it says bearish.
Yeah, well,
Some
anything
say it's misleading and reporting it, but others say, like this one, for example, AITX, don't let the bears drive; they will drive you away from the opportunity.
Okay, so I'm just gonna put my 2 cents into here. So yeah, the negative is that yeah, the alphabets are promoting this, they are putting it up, but that's all every stock. So some people say, yeah, this is a promotion. If it's trending on Yahoo right now, it's possibly that it's being promoted. You can you could bet dollars to donuts that it is it's obviously being pumped if it's trending. So what you have to do is you have to do your research to find what your entry point is. Like if you're new or you're not sure, take a flyer and use fake money to use paper trade. Just paper trade it and sit it out and maybe do whatever. If you got to find your buy point where you're at. These are always going to be news is always going to be pumped about this one. You know what I'm saying? About any of them for that matter. If they're trending on Yahoo, you can almost guarantee that. If you're getting in at a certain point at a high point, you're going to get taken. So you're gonna lose all your dough. So you can't go in and cold turkey here, and then when this thing's high in the wind and everybody's talking about it, and then be surprised if you turn around and you go mow the lawn and then you come back and you lost all your dough. It's just you gotta watch these things, and you gotta watch where your entry point is, your exit point, because you want to be able to be profitable on this. So what else you got for me?
Like this one, for example, says Steve DePump says AITX bearish. Pumpers are so gullible. Happy face.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing, is that the pumpers will go for it and they'll try to pump up the jam. And reading the news is the key. If you think any of the news organizations are your friend, you're sadly mistaken. They're not your friend. You need to read what they say, but get away from the noise and look all around to see where you're at, because they're parroting what their buddies are parroting, and a lot of articles that are written are paid promotions. And just because you think that Scooby-Doo News or something like that put out this is legit, who knows how much they got paid on the side. So I would say just don't buy into everything that all the alphabets are telling you all the time. That's all I'm saying, okay? Read every source you can and make an informed decision for yourself. That's all you got to do, and go with what you feel. What else you got to add?
I don't really have anything else to add. It's just kind of a mixed bag, so just buyers beware.
Mm-hmm. If they're
make good decisions on their part.
Yeah, if they're putting out orders for if they're filling orders, that's a good thing. So making revenue, that's a good thing there. So that was good that we were able to find that information and things like that. So I don't have anything else to add. I didn't see anything besides those deals. I went through a couple pages of the Google machine, but other than that, we can go on to the next there if you want to.
Okay, let's go on to the next.
Okay, guys, the next stock we have is FPVD. FPVD, Force Protection Video Equipment Corporation. Last tick was 0.0025. Going to the charts, It looks like you have the Biden bounce and then flatline. Going into what would you say they do? They're a data technology company that engages in offering consumer-based mobile application that allows consumers to earn from their digital data. Its consumer-based platform technologies offer tools and services to identify to reach target consumers and brand advertisers. We always like advertising on the show, don't we? Headquartered in Westlake Village, California. Their product features looks like Proforce USA has 30 years experience in providing design quality video audio equipment for law enforcement and the military. That's very interesting right there. In 2015, the company placed an order with a manufacturer for China for 1,000 LE10 camera system action cameras, which were delivered for the first quarter of 2016. Many of these cameras were sold to multiple law enforcement agencies. Oh, that's interesting, huh? What else you got?
Just a lot of big token news with this company. Closing of share exchange agreement with Force Protection Video Equipment Corporation.
When was that deal closed?
Yeah.
What was the date on that one?
I think it was 10 months ago. It looks like.
Okay. What's the newest popping news? I'm seeing here that LT10, the body law enforcement recorder, has 100 meters of Wi-Fi range management, iPhone and Android devices. It has an 8 megapixel sensor that shoots video of resolutions of 1080 pixels. The LE10 camera allows the use of smartphones as remote control of the camera for free downloadable application. They also have the LED 15 HD body-worn camera. Is a state-of-the-art designed body camera strategically built around the armabella of the chipsets, industry-leading record time of 10 hours of 1080, 12 hours of 720, and 30 hours standby of 32 gigabytes of internal tamper-proof storage. So they have that there. Going into extra news there, Kage, what do you got on your end? I got something from 2 days ago.
It looks like it's now being toted on as what is it called? FPVD is also known as Big Token, pioneer in ethically sourced data and insights, and Brightpool Inc., leading privacy-focused provider for verified identities for advertisers.
Okay, interesting.
So it looks like that big news came in September, it looks like, and it's just one of those things where they're just waiting for the stock to go up, I think, due to these mergers.
Yeah, and which is what we always see with a lot of these pink sheets, is why you want to be careful, because there's mergers, there's reverse splits, and things like that. Looks like Kage found an interesting take on Stockwitz about this company. Would you like to repeat what one of the people on Stockwitz said there?
Yeah. Scotty91 says, FPVD, it's odd people are realizing their stupidity 9 months after the fact, or perhaps not. So now blaming S-Rax, laughing, crying face, if you didn't get out in February and thought it was billion-dollar company after RS, then sadly you only have yourself to blame. Never trust idiots at iHub either.
Yeah, if you're going on what people say on some of these boards as well, there are those people that hang out there and like to pump up the gem. So this one was pumped up the gem, and then they dumped off on this. It looks like with that Big Token news, it also says that in the third quarter, Big Token generated $765,000. It was a 33% increase in the third quarter of 2020 revenues for the first 9 months, which totaled $2,469,000, an increase of 115%. Their highlights was they identified the verification company for advertisers and publishers to merge with Brightpool, the wholly owned subsidy of Big Token. The company anticipates the merger will close in the fourth quarter of 2021. What else you got there?
It looks like there's some here who say bullish, but there's like a few here and there that say bearish,
Mm-hmm.
of course. I'll read one of the bullish comments. FPVD, what happened to the guy very high on this stock posting the past couple of days? All his posts are gone. Lol.
Yeah, he might have disappeared with the laugh out loud there, huh?
Mm-hmm. Another one says, FPVD, can anyone explain the selling today to me? They had great reports, and I like the merger / ticker change.
Mm-hmm. Well, some of that, it's trending on there, but they're seeing some of the movement, and it's basically, they're seeing it's based on movement and noise is what's happening and what you're seeing trending on the news there. So, let's see what Big Token and them come up with and things like that. So, maybe some people were just like, I'm out like Lake Trout because I'm freaking done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, looks like, we'll just have to see how Big Token and all that play out, especially with that. I'm sure some of this, too, you had things with deals with China and things like that, so that's probably some of your pump up the gem earlier, and things like that. So there could be there's all mixed stuff all involved in all this, I would think, so. But maybe it'll play out and things will get better. I'm not sure, so... What say you?
I don't know what to really make of this. Buyers beware, this is risky, and I would give this a pass.
Mm-hmm. Stock prices are subject to change, and follow the rules. And yeah, just kidding. I was getting ready to do a disclaimer on there, but you should know the rules if you're trading, and if you don't, then
you shouldn't be trading.
No, you should be paper trading if you don't. So that's the thing, is that don't just go and buy something you don't know about the company. We try to give you all the information we can, but that's why we go to the boards, and that's why we go all over search, and some of our listeners will tell you, and they'll provide news on the stock group, which you can join on Facebook. The link is provided in the video. Do you have anything to add there, Kage, about any of the three companies we talked about today?
No, sir. So I'll sign off and say good night.
Yep. Don't make it a dog show. Make sure that you're eating your Wheaties and taking your vitamins and saying your prayers. And good night now!